Hi guys. It's been a pretty somber 48 hours for me. Just gonna be open and honest. Personally, I've had some stuff going on, as well as the specky, and it's been somber for me. But I was sitting by myself and reflecting on everything, and something came to my mind that I'd like to share with you guys. It's a quote that really, for me, exemplifies how I feel about the spectacular and about the candidates that are currently running or were previously running. Obviously, I'm talking about Cal. Excuse me, that was a burp as well as really being upset. But let me just get right into saying it, and I hope it picks you guys up, because it certainly picks me up. It's very emotional for me. You are my homie, lover, and friend. Exactly why. You light me up inside, like the 4th of July. Whenever you're around, I always seem to smile. And people ask me how. They ask me how. And you're the reason why. I'm dancing in the mirror, singing in the shower. La da dee, la da da, la da da. Singing in the shower. La da dee, la da da, la da da. Singing in the shower. I appreciate you guys indulging me with that. It's the only thing keeping me going right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm upset. I've said that about 100 times, and I haven't really gone through why. The spectacular was made into what it was today. Partially by me, and obviously a bunch by the committee. To be a bright spot in people's lives, for people to enjoy, something to look forward to, and never to be an additional stress or to something to be, an extra thing to be put on someone's plate. That's just never been the intention. I'm sorry if it feels it's gotten that way for some people. I know I've spoken to a bunch of people, and that's not true for all. But it doesn't matter. I don't want it to be true for any. There's just been a couple things said the last 2 nights that have really hurt me and the committee as well. I spoke to them last night, and they were upset. The first thing I woke up today, I was like, do we have a culture problem in the spectacular? I thought our culture was great. But clearly that's something I have to think about. I spoke with some, important people. I was told we don't have a culture problem, but again, those were select individuals. I just want to address some of the things that have been said or done. Rob had some tweets earlier today that really struck a chord with me. It hurts, honestly. He said, I'm paraphrasing, but it's gotten too competitive or whatever. And then he followed it up by saying that, Zoom calls should be taken into account just as much as tweets or bomb threats or musical, creations or whatever. And, I couldn't agree more. And I don't know who told you or gave you the impression that wasn't the case. I'm upset that people, I don't know if it's just Rob or if that's the sentiment that's been given off, think that that's not the case. That's always been the case. And I'll reiterate again, these campaigns are not the end-all be-all. The most important thing is your track record and your actual performance at the spectacular. And I'll go through that with you guys in a second, because I want to give you guys more power to understand truly where you are in the eyes of the committee. And I'm at liberty to do that as per Odie, because he sees everything that's going on, and it's just disappointing. Of course, all of those things are equal. Understand that tweets, videos, showing up to the podcast, bomb threats, musical creations, all these things are vessels, right? So they're just vessels. That's all they are. What are they vessels for? Effort and holiday cheer. That's the main goal. That's what people want. That's what the committee wants to see, is effort and holiday cheer. Whether you do that through sending tweets or making a video or threatening to bomb people, like that's up to you. That's like all personal style and what you do. But they're just looking for holiday cheer and an effort. Or if you just want to show up to a podcast, you can do that. Like I've never, I hope you haven't thought that I've ever said you have to do this or you have to do that. I've even gone on the record as tweeting specifically, start your campaign, all you need to do is change your name and make one tweet about Christmas. If that's too competitive, or if you feel like that's too much of a burden on you, then maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth, but to me that just means you're not interested in the spectacular, or you have a lot going on in your life and the spectacular just can't be a priority to the point where you make a tweet. And I don't know how high that has to be on your priorities list. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm trying to be as nice and as understanding as possible, but I don't know what the problem necessarily is. As far as the competition goes, I told you the requirements. Just, make a campaign. I don't care what you do. They don't care what you do. But after the requirements are given, it's all up to the candidates to choose the competition. No one had to get Ryan Hollins. No one had to tweet every day. No one had to make power ranking videos or bomb threats, but they did, and I didn't ask them to, and that's not my responsibility, and it's not the committee's responsibility. It's just not. No one asked for that. We asked for your best effort and your best holiday cheer, but they didn't ask for that. So if you're upset that the other candidates' games, they decided to put more effort in or decided to spread more holiday cheer, I wish I could make it easier for you, but that I'm not the one doing it. The committee's not the one doing it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how the candidates decided to run this year. Maybe next year it'll be different. It'll be easier. I highly doubt it. Has it gotten out of control? I don't know what out of control means. Does that just mean too much holiday cheer? I don't think there'll ever be too much holiday cheer. I don't think there'll ever be too much effort into something that's supposed to be fun. If you feel differently than that, of course, you're allowed to have that opinion. I just don't understand it. As far as competition goes, I don't feel anyone's been really personally attacked. If you feel you've been personally attacked, please let me know, and we could stop it right away. I don't want anyone to feel upset or personally attacked by another candidate. That's not the point. This is supposed to be unity, supposed to be solidarity. Remember that's a coach sanctioned word, not the committee. We are the year of togetherness, which solidarity certainly falls under. I'm not saying it's not. And I feel a lot of the candidates have been right on par with that. I don't think anyone's been excluded or made to understand that they're not wanted. I want everyone there. I feel like all the candidates want all the other candidates to succeed. It's supposed to be a positive community of helping and hoping each other do well and succeed for the greater good of the spectacular and making it a great time. If you feel it's gotten political or too competitive, I encourage you to call me or talk to me so we can discuss how you think we can make that better, because that's important, and I don't want that. It's just, other than Rob and Cal, I haven't heard that expressed from anyone else. I've tried to contact Rob today, FaceTime. He's probably busy, that's fine. But the people I spoke to did not feel that way. And it's important for me to get to the bottom of why people feel that way so we can fix it. Sorry, I had to take a break just to refresh Rob's tweets in my mind. I know one thing he said is that the Specky is supposed to be about unity and like celebration of togetherness and not competition. That's exactly what it is about, and I'm sorry that you feel that it's gone in a different direction, because that's not the sentiment that I'm trying to promote, or I know the committee's not trying to promote competition. It's just, as I said, there's only so much, like, as real as it gets. There's only so many tickets the Vario family can provide. I feel uncomfortable about that. I almost feel bad now. I'll help pay if that's what this is about. But there's only so many tickets that my parents can pay for. And, instead of being rude and just picking, a set of 5 people with no basis and excluding everyone else, it seemed like more fun to have a draft and make it a competition, but a very lighthearted competition based on Christmas cheer. That's all this is. The reason for the competition is because there's a limited amount of seats, and how else do you determine who gets those seats? Like, if you're upset that it's not just, the group of 5 guys it used to be and there's other guys involved, I mean, I'm happy about that, because that means we have more friends and it can be better and great. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with that. Again, please call me, talk to me so we can talk about it and try and, come together with the minds, and so I can understand. Trying to remember now. The other thing he said is that everyone has different talents, and they should all be highlighted and celebrated. And yet again, I agree. I don't have much of a problem with what, the sentiment Rob's giving off in his tweets. It's just like, because he's giving off that idea, it makes me feel that maybe he doesn't feel that that is what the case is, because it certainly is. I want everyone's specific talents to be highlighted and celebrated. I thought they were. Liam's consistency. Lars had a big bang. Coach is your coach. Zeke is the bomb. We all have different talents. Cal ties trees really well. Rob, you eat a lot. And they're all celebrated. I don't want anyone to feel they're not celebrated because they're different or they're not the same. I don't think we have a clean cookie cutter thing we're looking for that excludes people. That's the last thing I want to do, is exclude people. It's just the year of togetherness. So if you feel that your talents aren't being appreciated, I do seriously want to have a conversation so we could talk about that and get things straightened out, because I don't want you to feel that way. I don't want anyone to feel that way. Again, this isn't just to Rob or just to Cal. Talk to me if you feel this way. As it relates to Cal, I'm very upset. I think he had an amazing shot at getting picked this year. I wish he didn't drop out, but I can't tell him what to do. He's more than allowed to do whatever he wants to do. I hope it's not because he felt that he wasn't going to get picked or that he was getting shit on, because I don't think that was the case. I mean, he just had not really started a campaign, but that's not, I don't know. That's okay. He could have just started a campaign and could have been fine. I'm sorry. I'm just distraught. I'm upset, honestly. I'm upset. I'm going to go over quickly now, because I think it's important, because clearly people, by Rob's tweets and how everyone acted yesterday, I don't think there's a clear understanding about what the committee's looking for anymore, and I want to run through that really quickly. 1 or 2 quick examples of the objective statistical analysis done by the committee. This is one of the tools they use when helping to decide draft position and draft order. There are other subjective quantities that they look at, but this goes a long way in deciding how people are drafted in what order. I'm giving you guys this knowledge now because they told me I'm allowed to, as a tool for this year and going forward, to kind of see where you really are at. And this is objective. This is just hard numbers. So we'll go through coach. Okay. And again, this is very important to remember. It's a 3-year sample size, right? And then you can look at the campaign. But this is not as important as these three. 2017, 2018, what did coach get? He got an F. 18, 19, he got an A. 19, 20, he got an A+. Okay, right now, give him an A. This changes constantly. This changes because this is now. This is much more important than this. F. What does an F equal? An F equals a 7. Okay, because it's to get an F. That means you didn't show up and you were going to be invited. You have to really mess up to get an F. 1 through 4 is A through D. There's some variations with A+, B+. You know, it's a little more confusing than this, you know, when the actual formula gets done. But this is a rough estimate. We're just doing a rough estimate to show you. So this is a 1. A+, it's going to be 0.5. Okay, so now we're going to look at what his 3-year window looks like. 7 plus 1 plus 0.5. 8.5. That gets divided by 3. You're going to come out with about that's probably like 2.85 or so, somewhere around this, ballpark it. This, transferred back to a letter grade, is going to be about a B-. We're not yet at C. We're not yet at 3. Sorry, I wasn't recording. But it's going to be like that B- for that first 3 years. Then you're going to add this in. We're going to go back to that 8.5. We'll add one more to it. That'll be this campaign grade here. That'll bring up to 9.5. We'll divide that by 4. Right? We'll probably get somewhere under 2.5, probably 2.2 maybe, 2.3. And what's that going to be? That's going to be like a B+. So this is coach's overall grade going into the spectacular draft right now, as it sits. This always can change. So do that for yourself. You know, I'll do one more just so people are clear. Let's do not the consensus, but what a lot of people feel would be the number 2 pick. Let's go with Lars. Okay, polar bear. So 17, 18. Again, we take a 3-year sample size. Doesn't change. What happened in 17, 18? Well, he wasn't really even a thought. So that's not available. Not available means you minus 0.33 to the score. This favors veterans. It's important to have longevity and tenure. Minus 0.33 again. Last year, a B. You can check the performance grade, that's what it was. This year, his campaign. Let's just give him a B. Could be a B+. Let's hold it at a B for now. Okay? So this is minus 0.66. And this is plus 2, right? So you have 2.66. You divide that by 1. Technically, he only has 1 year of eligibility. You don't get to divide by 3. That would really help him. So you divide that by 1. Where is he looking? He's looking at around, I guess, a B-, right? Let's say he's looking at a B- through his eligibility period. Then you look at his campaign. And he's got a B in his campaign. So let's say the B- and a B, it bumps him up to a B. Okay? So Lars is a B candidate, if that makes sense. You could apply this to all, rookies or whatever it is. An easy way I like to do it for rookies is, let's take Joe. Let's say his campaign right now is a B-. I'm not saying that's what it is. Let's just say that's what it is. If Joe's campaign right now is a B-, he'd have -3.3, -3.3, -3.3. That's obviously -1 or -9.9, rounded to -1. So his grade right now in the eyes of the committee is a C-. That's the kind of draft stock he has. He has C- draft stock. So it will always favor veterans. The more years, the more tenure you have, definitely helps you. I hope this is helpful. If anyone has any questions, please ask me. I'd love to further explain the math to you or help you do your own evaluation of others and yourself. The spectacular is about joy. It isn't about campaigning, but it is about effort and spreading the Christmas cheer. And that's all a campaign is and ever was supposed to be. Who's spreading the most Christmas cheer and who's enjoying themselves the most and putting in the most effort. If that makes you uncomfortable, I'm really sorry. Let's talk about it and see if we can figure out a way to help you out with that. But that's all I can say on that front. I hope everyone's having a great time. I hope the spectacular continues to be a bright spot and someone to look forward to, rather than something that, gets you down. Long live the spectacular. I'm going to end the same way I started. You're my homie, my lover and friend. Exactly why you light me up inside. Like the 4th of July. Whenever you're around, I always seem to smile. People ask me how. But you're the reason why. You guys out there, you're the reason why. I'm dancing in the mirror, singing in the shower. La da dee, la da da, la da da. Singing in the shower. La da dee, la da da, la da da. Singing in the shower.